The New York Knicks are the best team in the Eastern Conference. Mikal Bridges is a Knick. The Nova Knicks are reunited. OG is back. Julius Randle will be healthy. So why can't they be the best team in the East? Now I can already hear the comments. What about the Boston Celtics? Well, I'm talking about during the regular season. In the playoffs, we'll discuss that another time. I do think the Knicks have a chance to beat the Boston Celtics in the playoffs, but I am talking about during the regular season. I think the Knicks will be the #1 seed. So no, I am not necessarily saying the Knicks are a better team than Boston. I'm not saying that Boston's a better team than the Knicks. I'm not talking about that whatsoever. I am just saying during the regular season, and I have said this since they got Mikal Bridges, I think the Knicks will be the #1 seed next season. And now I'm finally making a video on why I believe that. And one of the biggest reasons why is the fact that they got Mikal Bridges. So why is Mikal Bridges so important? Well, not only is he a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, like he wasn't this year, but I'm saying like he has been in the past. We know he's one of the best defenders in the league, a two-way player, and now they have two of them on the team. You have OG and you have Mikal Bridges. Like, that's going to be crazy. Because in any regular scenario, you would say, we got OG, right? We put him on the best player on the other team, and he's going to do a good job. Well, guess what? If the player, or if the team rather, has two players like the Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, now you have two players. You don't have to worry, like, we can't put our best defender on Tatum and Brown. Yes, we can. We have two of them. So that is going to help them so much during the regular season. But one of the biggest reasons, besides Mikal Bridges' skill and talent, why he is going to help them get the #1 seed is Mikal Bridges is Iron Man. Mikal Bridges has not missed a game since high school. I believe it's high school. Has not missed a single game. Not in college, not in the NBA. He has not missed a game. And in a league where injuries happen a lot, and the Knicks were one of the teams that had so many injuries last year, it really hurt their success. You're bringing in a guy who will literally never miss a game. So even if OG goes out because he has had his injury history, it's okay. Like, obviously long-term they need him, but it's okay if it's like a short-term little thing because Mikal Bridges is there. He's still one of the best defenders, so he could still take the best player on the other team any night. So what this gave them is a luxury of having multiple defenders, wing defenders, to just guard multiple positions. And that's why it's so important, because now technically you kind of have three. Josh Hart, you know, is like a guard forward, and he's a good defender as well. And you could throw him on some of the best players also. So now you really have three players. Imagine that, your roster going three players deep. If, like, let's say, obviously this is not the case, but if like OG was starting, Mikal's coming off the bench, and then Josh Hart was like your third string player. Could you imagine that? Like, the depth of defense is crazy. Besides that, I do believe Julius Randle will be back healthy, and I know people have concerns about his fit. That is something that people are questioning, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think he's going to fit in just fine. They were doing just fine when OG got there. Injuries just unfortunately happened, so I don't see an issue there. I think Brunson's going to be motivated back even better. I think the whole team is going to be healthy and excited and motivated, and the chemistry will help get them some wins as well, because when it's coming down the stretch and, you know, you have to figure out how to make this play work, the chemistry matters, and you can get things done when you have chemistry. Because just knowing where your teammate's going to be at the right place at the right time could make all the difference on that last second shot, like knowing your tendencies. And there's not too many teams with more chemistry than the Knicks right now. I also think, because I know that Tibbs is obviously criticized for his lack of playing the bench, you know, that has been something that people have critiqued him for. I think after seeing what happened this season and seeing how he can rely on like a Miles McBride, and although Alec Burks is not there anymore, someone like Alec Burks, when he was there, you saw that like he stepped up. So do I think Tibbs is going to just give Jalen Brunson only 30 minutes a game and then give the bench all those minutes? No, I don't think that's the route. Like, I don't think we're going that far, even though some people would like that. I don't think it's going that route. I do believe that as long as everybody's healthy, of course, the bench will be used more often. And to be fair, it'll be a little bit hard to judge now this season just because they got another player like Mikal Bridges who's going to eat up so many minutes as a very good player. And Mikal is that good, so like it makes sense why some of the bench minutes would be taken away by a player like him because he could do so many things. But in a way, even if he doesn't go, let's say like 10 deep on the roster every night and stuff like that, you would hope and you think because of the depth they have in their top 8 players, top 7 players, whatever you want to call it, that the minutes will be more evenly distributed, even if it's not more to the bench, if that makes sense. So like Jalen Brunson's minutes could go down, and I think with the talent of the team, they should be having more sizable leads in multiple games. So like there should be chances where Brunson can rest more. But for example, because you have Mikal Bridges and OG and Josh Hart, DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, and you would hope that Mitchell Robinson will be healthy as well, I think that you could see Brunson's minutes go down. It's just that some of it is going to be put onto Mikal Bridges, for example, and not necessarily like a Precious Achiuwa, who I think should still get minutes, but like he may not get as many minutes as he would if Bridges wasn't there. So I do think the distribution of the minutes should be lessened on Brunson and Randle, but again, it just may be going towards Bridges and just, distributed that way. But I think the Knicks are going to be the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. You heard it first here. I've been saying it, like I said, for weeks now, for months now, technically, since I got Mikal Bridges. This was the only thing where I felt like I don't know who's going to be where in the East or the West yet. I don't have my predictions. But the one thing I have been saying is that the Knicks will be the #1 seed. And because the Celtics also are not going to have Porzingis until December, at least, maybe January, that's obviously going to hurt them. And I do think that the Celtics are also not going to push as hard in the regular season at times. I do think that without Porzingis, it's going to make things tougher on them as well. So I definitely see them as still being like a top seed in the East, don't get me wrong. But I could see them being like 2 or 3. Maybe 2, because like Porzingis will be back at some point. But I think the Knicks are going all the way and taking the #1 seed. Partly due to the fact that the Celtics are not healthy, that is part of the reason. But also because I do think the Knicks are going to be that good. Like, they're very versatile. They have so many options on defense and offense. And the chemistry, like I said, is, we all know it's there. And I don't think it's going to be a matter of like them pushing for the #1 seed super hard at the risk of injury. I think it's just going to happen because I think they're going to start off the season like firing. Like, I think they're going to go on some mini runs to start the season because they have so much chemistry. And so that's going to give them such a lead that even when, things get a little shaky at times, they're going to have such a lead like from the start of the season that it won't matter. So I think they're going to win the East pretty comfortably. And yeah.